Hello, Starcraft fans. Hamster Sales here, bringing another commentary to the masses, the unwashed masses. This is a game I just played on Typhon Peaks. I didn't know the name of this one last time, but I got it this time. This is a Zerg versus Protoss. This yellow building here is Protoss in nature. These are the probes. They use probes to gather minerals, for those of you that did not know. And this is my Zerg base. I use drones to gather minerals. That's my initial strategy starting off. I build my 9 drones first, then build an overlord, then build another drone. It's a very basic economic opening that I'm doing here. Not too much to talk about in the starting game. What did I want to say? I had something I kind of wanted to babble about. I can't quite remember what it is. So instead I'll talk about this probe coming across the map, action-packed. Glad I could bring my knowledge of the game to you in this regard. This probe's coming out across the map to scout me. For those of you who've never seen that in a Starcraft game before, it's good to get information about your opponent. So what he's doing is running into a tree, very standard, and then checking out what I might be doing, what strategy I might be going for in order to try to kill him. So on 15 drones, I'm coming out to build my hatchery. Or am I? Is he going to follow me down? Yes, he is. He's going to follow me down here. I have 270 minerals, 285, 300. I could be building a hatchery, but he's instead going to set up a fruity little hexagonal movement pattern. Probably should just set up some kind of patrol, it'd be much easier. I'm not attacking this probe, I really should be. Okay, I do get the first attack, so he will be forced to run away pretty soon. In the meantime, I finally build my spawning pool. Should have done that a while ago. He's going to run away into my base. I'm going to build the hatchery finally. So there you've seen some early game harassment by the Protoss player, preventing me from putting my hatchery down as early as I'd like. Meanwhile, he is getting a second gateway, a cybernetics core, another pylon, all very standard I assume. I don't really know what you guys do aside from the, when I say you guys, I mean you Protoss players. I just watched this game, so I just played and then rewatched this game. And as a result, I have a little bit of venom towards Protoss players. So using logic, you can figure out the result of the game by what I just told you. I'm scouting in here with my overlord. What do I see? What do I see with this overlord? I see a little bit of nothing. I see that probe coming back to attack my hatchery. So after having seen nothing, I'm apparently satisfied and leaving his base. I've gotten some Zerglings out to kill this probe, which is very good. So what's my plan here so far? Built a spawning pool, built a second hatchery. I'm starting to accumulate way too much money. What am I doing? 600 minerals. I could be getting more queens. I'm not getting a queen here yet. Build a queen. Build a queen. Hamster. I'm getting some stag D at least. Need a queen here. Need a queen. Need to inject a larva. Do something with this queen. What am I doing this game? So, not playing the best right now. Protoss is doing pretty well, keeping his money low. I'm at over 400 minerals still. Building a queen at least. That is good. Getting some geysers because I don't need all this gas, all this minerals. I could use some gas to get some tech. Lately I've been getting layer first so I can get infestors faster. I get infestors in every matchup now just because they're awesome. I was such a noob that when they did buff infestors recently, if you're not aware, they buffed infestors so that fungal growth does its damage in less time. But I am such a noob that when I heard about this, I thought, hey, fungal growth is not going to be keeping units in place as long. It used to last 8 seconds instead of 4 seconds, and I was all distraught that they had nerfed infestors. But as all the good people realized that it's actually a buff because it'll do more damage per second, or DPS if you play WoW. WoW, for those of you who don't know, is a game that is not Starcraft. It involves swords and elves and things. Also made by Blizzard. Might want to check it out, it's pretty fun. Something I play a lot. Although not as much anymore. I'm playing more Starcraft because I got into Platinum and I got to pat myself on the back because it feels good to advance yourself. Then up a whole rank, essentially, is what I did. So let's see what my plan is. Still don't have a lair. Still don't have a lair while he is doing his thing. He doesn't actually have very much. He's not yet expanded. 7 minutes into the game, which is actually not that big a deal for Protoss. He's keeping his money low, so he has a decent army. He has less workers than I do. That's pretty standard for Protoss to do. I guess he's scared of me attacking him. He has finally decided to build a little bit. He had some forward zealots for no apparent reason. And yeah, let's see. Check out the army size. He's under 10 supply, but with my worker advantage, it means his army is better than mine currently. I'm starting to get a real army. I'm going Roach as I prefer to do against Protoss. The reason I like to go Roach is because they soak a ton of damage, even though they don't do the most damage themselves. Lings are probably a higher DPS unit, but they last longer against all these super powerful Protoss units. And the idea is they will soak up lots of damage, doing a little bit of damage themselves while I eventually get an infestation pit, which I end up throwing over here. This is a good place to throw your tech structures, a place that's only accessible by your creep tumors, because when they're scouting you, they'll usually only scout your main and your expo for your tech structures, although Protoss can move their observer wherever the hell they want. More relevant against Terran. Terran will scan you here and see your tech structures, see what you're up to. But if you hide it in sneaky places, like way over here where they won't want to waste a scan. And when I say waste a scan, I obviously mean that they could otherwise get mules, which would net them about 300 minerals. So scans are not free for all of you Terran players and other players who play Terran. So at this point he has an expo. It's 10 minutes into the game. Usually don't think about my third base until about 12 minutes, because I could probably be working on my saturation, which is okay for me at this point. See him move out with a bunch of units. What's he doing? He is probably just trying to scare me a little bit. I obviously saw those units, and in response I'm building a bunch of roaches instead of drones. This is going to help him keep even with the harvesters at this point in the game. A very good move on his part. I did check his profile after we played, and Pumba from the Lion King is in the Diamond League, a league above me. I checked his match history. He's been losing a bunch of games. That's probably why he's playing me, a Platinum player. Blizzard is giving him a better chance of success. I finally take these watchtowers 11 minutes into the game. And now is about when I should think about grabbing my third. What am I doing? I am finally getting an infestation pit. Transferring one worker somewhere. Okay, good. Well, better late than never. Saturation's good. Some of these minerals are getting low, so it's good that I'm getting some of these guys in my main off to my expansion where the minerals are more full. I've got these 2 Evo chambers doing nothing. I have the money for upgrades, of way too much money. Should be getting upgrades. What kind of ups does he have? He has 1 attack upgrade, which is a pretty big deal because it works for all of these Protoss units. It works for their ranged units, works for their melee units. While we Zerg have to separately upgrade our ranged and melee attack. Armor works for everybody, which is nice. Terran have the roughest time with upgrades, but they deserve it because they like to turtle. So I don't have anything scouting these rocks going down besides my... no idea the rocks are going down. I'm instead killing an observer, which is a good thing to do, but I usually have an overload over here. I think that's what this guy was eventually going to do. But he's got all his units in on my expansion. He's going to take it out. I'm forced to cancel. Definitely do want to cancel those expansions when your opponent catches you with your pants down like that. Save, I don't know what it is, like 270 minerals. So I think you get 10% of, you only lose 10% of the cost, something like that, 25%. So I get a lot of those minerals back. I'm finally getting some creep up over that way, getting a little creep towards the middle of the map. I have this overlord pooping here for some reason. I think I did send an overlord over here to die to try to deny a third, but he got his third pretty quickly for a Protoss. Those Diamond League habits, I suppose. At this point, supply count's even, 110 to 108. I am getting a 4th. 14 minutes into the game, which I really like. Let's see what I'm doing as far as production. Yeah, 1-1 upgrades are almost done, so that's good. He is getting armor, so we'll be even pretty soon. I'm getting Neural Parasite, which I like a lot. I don't think I ever use it once in this entire game because he's going for Void Ray, Immortal, Stalker, Sentry, Zealot. It's hard to choose what units to get as protoss because they're all so amazing. That might sound like I'm crying, but I'm actually just complimenting the race that I play against so often. They're just really good units that they all have. Where the Zerg units are pretty good. You know, Roach is okay. It's like a meat shield, so I like to get meat shields to protect my good units, the Infestors. I'm building 7 Infestors right now. Really should use Neural Parasite against units like Void Rays and Immortals. Very expensive units. Your Infestors are being cost effective by taking them out of the battle and turning them against their friends, their former friends.